We are up here on deck 11 on the Enchantment of the Seas, and this is where the Viking Crown Lounge sits. Now, this is the highest deck for the Enchantment of the Seas, and as you come in here, you'll notice some steps up to the left. You can get down to deck number 10 through those doors right there, but we'll get down to deck 10 in just a little bit. Now, this is going to function as the nightclub as well as an activity space during your cruise. So you'll notice you do have two elevators that will come right up here directly onto that dance floor. And behind the dance floor, you do have the bar. So the Viking Crown Bar. Now, something that's very unique about this particular space is that above that second level is actually where the Diamond Club sits. So you get to the Diamond Club as well as to the Concierge Class Club by going up this ramp right here. So you take this ramp around, you can get up there, and then you can get over to the Concierge Club as well. There's some amazing views up here. Like I said, a number of different meetups, activities, trivias will happen up here, but it's a great place to come, chill. It's typically very quiet, especially on a port day like today. And you can just take in the views of the ocean and the pool deck below. Let's hop on down to deck number 10. We have come down those steps and now we are here on deck number 10. Now, something to know about deck number 11, there is no bathrooms. So in the elevator lobby here on deck 10 is where you're going to find the ladies as well as the men's restroom and an accessible restroom. So you do have to come down the steps in order to get to one of those bathrooms. Like I said, you have the elevator lobby here and we're going to head outside. As we come out these doors, deck number 10 is mostly a walking and jogging track. So it's very quiet up here, especially in the front and the back of the ship. We're going to take a walk around most of this deck. The blue stripe that you see in front of me is that walking and jogging track. One of the great things about this deck is it does provide ocean views all the way around the ship. So it's really beautiful. You can see we are docked off the coast of Belize today, which is a tender port, so it gives you some really beautiful views of the ocean. As we continue to walk on this track, you are going to see plenty of loungers up here. The loungers do kind of wrap all the way around the decks. If you don't want the Caribbean pool party vibes down on deck number 9, you can always just pop up here for some nice relaxing time. You see stairs that will take you down to deck number 9. And as we wrap around here, there's a few different activities that you will find on the back of the ship. The main one being the rock climbing wall. So this is something that you do have to check in for, and it is only open on certain times during the day. So you'll want to check your Royal app for that. But you'll check in at that desk, and then you can check out the rock climbing wall right here. This is very unique because it sits at the very back of the ship, and it provides for some of the most beautiful views that you are going to find here on Enchantment of the Seas. Just past the rock climbing wall is the shuffleboard court. You don't often see shuffleboard courts on the newer cruise ships. It's kind of an older cruise ship thing, a thing of the past. But I know several people love having this on board, and especially up here on deck 10 with the amazing views. So that will be up here in the back of the ship. And in front of us, we're going to continue to walk this deck, but you can just see the endless amount of loungers. There is definitely plenty of loungers on decks 9 and 10 here on Enchantment. This ship was actually built in 1997, so it's almost 28 years old, and in my opinion, it does show a little bit of the age, but I kind of like it. It gives that classic cruise feeling. You kind of feel like you're on a cruise ship from the 90s. Let me know in the comments if that's something that you like or something that you really dislike and you are just like a newer icon of the seas type of cruiser only. Let me know what you think in the comments. A little bit of interesting history about this ship. Even though it was built in 1997, in the early 2000s, you actually had a dry dock where they split the ship in half and added about 12,000 gross tons, or about 150 staterooms. Over the banister there, you can see deck number 9. We'll get down there eventually, but that is the main pool deck. When they did that dry dock, they actually added those staterooms in that whole section of the ship in under 60 days, which is pretty impressive. As we continue to walk over this bridge here, you'll notice the very interesting arches and architecture up here on deck number 10. It makes this pretty unique. This bridge is a little raised and kind of takes you to the other side. of the walking and jogging track. It's actually a little bit elevated, which is something that we see on newer ships, but we don't often see on older ships. To my left, you see the screen that sets over Deck 9. That is the movie screen that will show movies, sports, and things like Red Bull TV when you are down there in the pool. Some additional loungers. At the very front of the ship, you do have the fitness center, but you get up to the fitness center from Deck 9, so we will see that in just a little bit. But we're going to take a left here and go through the glass doors. That is where the forward bank of elevators will be, as well as a few additional important places specifically for families and those kids. And this is where you are going to have, again, more of the forward bank of elevators. You do have the video arcade back here, as well as Royal Babies and Tots. And directly across from this, you will have Adventure Ocean, which is the kids club. The hours will be posted for your cruise right outside of the club. There's ours. We're on a 7-night Western Caribbean cruise. But this is a place that mom and dad can drop the kiddos off while everyone has the perfect day. Let's hop on down to deck number 9. We've made it down to deck number 9, and here in the forward elevator bank, you will have men's and women's restrooms on opposite sides of the elevators. And just past the elevators, you do have the Windjammer Cafe. Now, this is, of course, the buffet that is on board. So this will be where you can come for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You will notice that there is seating kind of all the way around the different buffet stations. And it looks like they are prepping right now for dinner. But this is a pretty small buffet area. It's not too big. But like I said, there are plenty of options in here. You've got your salad bar, you've got things like soups that are served, as well as different types of cuisines on any different day. So you might have Asian up here one day, Mexican up here the next. But something that I do love, and something that you're gonna see all throughout Enchantment of the Seas, is the glass. At the time when this ship came out in 1997, that was the selling point for this ship, that it had more glass than any other cruise ship around during that time. And it definitely shows. You kind of go into a lot of different venues and bars, and there's floor-to-ceiling glass everywhere, which is really, really nice. It's a great way to enjoy ocean views, as well as your cruise, wherever you may be in the world. We're going to continue walking outside, and now we are on, of course, the pool deck. Now, the pool deck does consist of a small splash pad area, 2 pools, and 4 hot tubs. At the front of the pool deck, you do have the pool bar, which of course is going to be the place where you can come and get your delicious drinks while you enjoy some time in the pool. You saw that splash pad there. That one's, of course, for the little kids. And something else that they do have here as you walk past, of course, all of the loungers and the chairs, is a stage. And they do a number of different activities and things up here, things like a belly splash competition, the World's Sexiest Man competition, and then they will have live bands up here playing throughout your cruise. So it's a great place to come and really enjoy the pools and the sun. You do have to check your towels out, so you're gonna see that up here. So if you need towels or if you need life jackets for the kiddos, you will come up here and do that. There is a smoking section that we are walking past right now on the deck. You see that very fun statue. And then this is the towel station. So how you check your towels out is you take your SeaPass card, you hand it to these gentlemen here. They will give you a towel, and then you'll just want to make sure that you turn that back in so you don't get charged $25. You've got stairs to get up to the walking track on deck number 10. And right here, of course, is a ping pong table. There's ping pong tables out here on either side. So on the other side of the pool deck, you're gonna have additional ping pong tables. Now we are walking into the Solarium. This is the 18 and up area of the ship. You do have a beautiful pool here. You've got the Solarium bar. So if you are looking for a drink, you can get that right here. And then you also will have 2 hot tubs. So there's hot tubs that sit on either side of that pool. You got showers, of course, in here as well as outside on the pool deck. And then there is another very important venue up here in the Solarium, and that is the Park Cafe. Park Cafe has a number of different options for food, and this is your late night spot for eating on the ship. So you've got things like pizza, sandwiches, you have a full salad bar up here, as well as drink stations. And it is a great late night option. These food stations are open until 1 a.m. Last but certainly not least, here in the Solarium, you will find the Enchantment Day Spa. Now, this spa does offer a number of different services. Of course, this is a place that you can come and get a haircut, you can get your nails done, you can get a massage. They offer a lot of different options and services for an extra charge or for an upcharge. This is also where the fitness center will be located. So there's a set of stairs that will take you up to the fitness center. And then of course up there you can see all of the floor to ceiling glass. And it's a place where you can come, work out, and enjoy your cruise vacation. That is deck number 9. We're gonna hop down a few decks to deck number 6. We've made it down to deck number 6. We are more towards the front of the ship or in the forward section of the ship. And right outside of these elevators here on deck number 6, you will have the Orpheum Theatre. The Orpheum Theatre is going to be your main place for entertainment. On board, they do a number of different production shows here, as well as have specialty acts. So right through those doors, you will see this theater does span 2 levels. The main entrance is down on deck number 5. We're going to now walk into the shops of Centrum. And as you enter the shops, here on my left, you'll have the men's bathroom. You'll have a women's opposite on the other side. There are a number of different shops here on Enchantment of the Seas. As we walk through here, you'll see glass display cases showing different things. You've got faucets, jewelry through these doors here. You do have Diamonds International on board. So for those that are interested in any type of Diamonds International or the Crown of Light jewelry collection, which they have here for sale as well. They sell things like liquor, cigarettes at Port Merchants, which is right here outside of the jewelry shops. And here in the middle, they will have different sales throughout your cruise. So this main kiosk here, you will see different things come and go depending on which night you are here in the shops. We are going to now walk into the photo gallery. They no longer print actual physical prints of pictures, but they do allow you to look at them on screens. So they'll have little kiosks here, sometimes sitting on these small little poles, where you'll be able to look at your pictures throughout your cruise. They also have, of course, different things for sale. So if you are interested in purchasing collectibles or picture frames, you can actually get your photos engraved in glass, as you can see right there. There are plenty of opportunities to get your picture taken on the ship. This entire section is actually dedicated to photography on the ship. It's actually one of the largest sections I've seen that is completely dedicated to photography. You have another area here where you can purchase things like cameras, a GoPro, and then in this area they will have, like I said, different screens and opportunities for photo ops. Something that I think is very cool that you don't always see is they will show you here on the wall what different photo opportunities you will have each night. So they'll show you the backdrop or potentially the area of the ship that you can get your picture taken in, given each night of the cruise. This is not something that I have seen. Maybe it's something that I've just missed on cruises in the past, but I do think that's pretty cool. Right here, you do have a desk that is dedicated to Park West. So if you are an art collector, they do have Park West on board. You can see one of those pictures right there. And as we walk into the main Centrum, we are going to walk past Next Cruise. Now, Next Cruise is going to be an area where you can come and book your next ship. Don't forget, you can always give them your travel agent's information, so you can still use your travel agent when you book that cruise. You see more Park West art that is displayed up there against the glass, and we have now entered the Centrum. The Centrum is the main area or the hub of the ship. Some people like to call it the heart of the ship. Right here, you do have Latitudes Cafe, which is going to be your coffee shop and ice cream parlor on board. Of course, those are for an additional purchase here, but if you do have a drink package, you can get the coffee drinks here. You do have a Coca-Cola Freestyle machine there. And then right over here, you've got a cabinet filled with books and games. So this kind of is the library on board. And next to the library, you also have a desk specifically for the internet. So if you buy Wi-Fi on board, down here on deck 6, right outside of the cafe, will be where you can come and ask those internet questions. You will see we just came from that section, but that is kind of the grand staircase or the stairs that will take you down to deck number 5. We are going to keep walking here through the elevators to see a couple of additional venues that are on this side of the ship. Now, something to know, the glass elevators, there's 2 of them. They are right here in front of me. Those will take you up to decks 10 and 11. The rest of the elevators will only go up to decks number 9. So the 4 elevators here midship will only take you up to deck number 9. So just keep that in mind when you're coming on board Enchantment, because it's easy to get those kind of confused, and then you don't realize you didn't make it all the way up to the deck that you wanted to get to. There is one official specialty restaurant on board Enchantment, and that is Chops Grill. This is your steakhouse on board. So you can come, you can book this throughout your cruise, get a nice steak dinner. This is, again, a very big restaurant, and I think it's because there's only one of them, but this might be one of the largest chops I've ever seen on a cruise ship, and that includes some of the bigger ships as well. I love the floor-to-ceiling glass in here. We will be eating here later on in the cruise, so you want to check out our full review of all of our different experiences here on Enchantment of the Seas. You can do that by subscribing and hitting that bell icon so you can get notified when those additional videos come out. We're gonna keep walking because deck 6 is still packed with a lot more venues. Decks 5 and 6 are your main areas where you're gonna have a lot of the different bars and entertainment and activity venues on board. So this is definitely a hopping place during the evening. You've got stairs here that will take you up to deck 7 and of course down to deck number 5. We are going to walk into the Schooner Bar. The Schooner Bar is a staple on Royal Caribbean ships. This is, of course, the nautical themed bar, and this is also the piano bar on board. So you'll see the bar right there to my right. And then to my left, you do have the piano. So every night you will have a piano player in here doing different shows. There's someone on board doing an Elton John show right now. So lots of different fun and entertainment in here, and you'll have activities in here as well. You see plenty of different seats. You've got bathrooms located right back through this hallway, as well as the conference center. So if you are coming on board Enchantment of the Seas for a conference, those metal doors right back there will take you into the conference rooms. We are now walking into Spotlight. Spotlight is the last venue on deck number 6, and this is the area where you will have a lot of different activities, things like trivia, game shows. There'll be some shows in here as well, and things like quests happen in Spotlight. So Spotlight is going to be the area where you will come for all of the fun and games on board the Enchantment of the Seas, and again, it gives you some incredible views with floor-to-ceiling glass. Let's head on down to deck number 5. We have made it here to deck number 5. Now we are more in the midship area right now. You've got the glass elevators as well as the Centrum directly through that corridor. Here on deck number 5, you do have the My Fair Lady dining room. This dining room will span 2 decks, decks number 4 and decks number 5. So this is the upper deck of the dining room. The dining room, I have to be honest, is very, very elegant. Again, you've got floor-to-ceiling glass windows in here, and this does not look that dated to me. It actually looks very, very nice. It looks like a nice dining room. We've eaten in here a couple of times. We've had great service. The food has been very good. Of course, they will have breakfast and lunch on certain days of your cruise in here, and then every night this will be the main place where you will come for dinner. So that's the My Fair Lady dining room. You will want to check that SeaPass card to see exactly which deck you're going to be on and at what time you're going to eat. We've had really good meals in here so far. There'll be entrances on either side of the staircase. That was one entrance. You can walk across to the other staircase for the other entrance. We're walking back into the Centrum. This is deck 5. Now, wherever you see a flash like this is where you're going to have an area for pictures. So lots of picture opportunities, like I said, all around the ship. I'm gonna give you just another quick view of the Centrum here. You can see those glass elevators there in front of us, but this is an area to just kind of come, sit, hang out, listen to live music. They will have live music every single evening here in the Centrum. You do have your port shopping desk right here. So you don't wanna miss it because it is really, really small and it's easy to kind of walk past. If you need information about the cruise, they will have daily things printed out right here, as well as a QR code where you can grab that compass. And then they have an ATM machine here as well. This will be where guest services will be, so if you need anything while you are here on board, you can come to guest services, and right next to the guest services desk will be the shore excursion desk. This will be where you will come and book those land adventures while you are here on Enchantment of the Seas. You've got your Crown and Anchor Society desk right here next to the shore excursions desk. That is, of course, for loyalty members. So if you have a loyalty status with Royal Caribbean, you can check that desk out right there. And we're going to keep walking the deck. Another venue that is very typical on Royal Caribbean ships is going to be Boleros. This is kind of the Latin area or the Latin lounge of the ship. There'll be Latin music and dancing every single night of the cruise. The Latin band on here is fantastic. Every night it has been a big party in here. And of course, it wouldn't be a party without a fully stocked bar. Just past Boleros, we are walking into Casino Royale. This is Royal Caribbean's casino on board. You have a number of video poker machines lining the wall here as we enter the casino. I will say this, the casino is updated in terms of games. They have a lot of brand new games here on board, so I think recently they must have gotten new games. The casino is tight. And typically it is very, very packed in here. You can kind of see how close these aisleways are for the slot machines. You do have a full bar here, so you can get drinks back here. And the servers in the casino have been plentiful. I will say the casino has been packed every single night. There has never been an issue getting a drink in here. You've got servers coming around probably every 2 to 3 minutes asking you if you need anything. It's been pretty incredible service. Half of this casino is smoking. So if you are a smoker, this half that we're on with the bar is the smoking side. Directly across from where I'm standing now, that would be the non-smoking side. There are bathrooms here in the casino kind of tucked away. You would miss them if you don't actually know where they are. But there's a men's here, a women's on the other side. And those also double for the bathrooms right outside the theater. So the Orpheum Theatre entrance on deck number 5 is right here. And right outside the theater, you do, of course, have your staircases to get up or down and the elevators. There are also open decks here on deck number 5. So we'll step out and just take a look at those really quick. Very, very beautiful. And this is a smoking section right out here. So deck 5 outside the theater, you see the ashtrays here in the chairs. This will be a place to come and smoke. This is also a great place to come down and hang out for a sail away if you don't want the loud party or the music on the pool deck. So that was deck number 5. We are going to hop on down to deck number 4. We are now on deck number 4. We're back in that mid-section area of the Centrum. Now, something I haven't talked about that they do have throughout the ship is they do have touch screens. So the touch screens will tell you what's going on right now. If you want to find different activities, the compass will be on here as well as a deck map. It is a really, really nice touch, especially for an older ship to have this type of technology. Here on deck number 4, you will see bathrooms right here outside of the dining room, of course, where you see a men's or women's restrooms. The other one is going to be on the opposite side of the staircase. Right next to those bathrooms, you do have Chef's Table. Now, while Chops is the only specialty restaurant on board, Chef's Table is, of course, an opportunity to have a multi-course meal that is curated and crafted by the chef. That is for an additional cost. And then we do have the My Fair Lady dining room here on deck number 4. So this is the lower deck of that dining room. We got to kind of see that up there on deck number 5. So we're gonna just walk through the corridor here and check out the main area or the Centrum. This is going to be the lowest deck of the Centrum. So you see lots of seating down here. There is a bar. It is called Our Bar. Our Bar is a bar found on a lot of the older Royal Caribbean ships. So that is there in front of me. Got a lot of fun designs, a lot of very cool and unique furniture down here. And then this is the lowest level where the dance floor will be, as well as the stage for the band. So you can come down here and get right close to the action and listen to the band every single night. There are also opportunities for photos down here. You can see a screen in front of me. You can get your picture taken there. And then through the corridors, right behind the architecture here, will be staterooms. So this is the public areas for deck number 4. The rest of the deck is going to be staterooms. We'll give one last look here at the Centrum, but thank you so much for checking out Enchantment of the Seas with us today. Let me know what you think of this ship. Is this a ship you would go on? Is it too old for you, or would you enjoy the classic style of cruising? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. My name is Jordan, this is JJ Cruise, and until next time, see ya.